The incredible friendship of Dozer and Daisy. Friendship comes in all shapes and sizes, often in the most unexpected ways. This is the heartwarming story of Dozer, a massive yet gentle Rottweiler, and Daisy, a tiny but fearless dog who turned his world upside down. Their bond, built on trust, patience, and playfulness, transformed our home into a haven of love, laughter, and countless cherished moments. A new beginning. When Daisy first arrived at our home, she was a mere handful of fur, small, energetic, and full of mischief. Dozer, on the other hand, was a towering figure, calm and composed. The contrast between them couldn't have been greater. While Dozer was used to a peaceful routine, Daisy was a whirlwind of excitement, running around, barking, and wagging her tail non-stop. Dozer had no idea how to react to her. He observed her from a distance, clearly unsure about what to make of this tiny, fearless creature who showed no hesitation in invading his space. She was bold and assertive, completely unafraid of his size. For the first few days, Dozer avoided her advances. He was gentle but hesitant, stepping aside whenever she tried to initiate play. But Daisy was relentless. She had already decided that Dozer was going to be her best friend, and she wasn't about to take no for an answer. The turning point. Daisy's strategy was simple. She kept pushing. She tugged at his tail, nibbled on his paws, and barked right in his face, demanding his attention. It was as if she was trying to unlock something within him, a playful side that had long been buried beneath his stoic exterior. One day, as Dozer trotted away from her persistent antics, something clicked. He realized she was keeping up with him. In that moment, his expression changed. Instead of running away, he turned around, crouched slightly, and barked back playfully. The spark had been ignited. From that moment on, Dozer embraced the joy of play again. What started as reluctance turned into excitement, and soon they were inseparable. An unlikely but perfect bond. Despite his immense size, Dozer was incredibly gentle with Daisy. If she stubbornly refused to share a toy, he would patiently wait for her to change her mind. It was as if he understood her fragility and treated her with a tenderness that melted our hearts. Daisy, always full of new ideas, quickly realized she could hide under the bed, a spot too small for Dozer to reach. Their game of hide-and-seek became a daily ritual. Dozer would search for her, sniffing around the room while Daisy remained hidden, waiting for the perfect moment to jump out and surprise him. The joy in their eyes during these playful encounters was indescribable. Daisy was the type of dog who always found new ways to entertain herself. She loved sneaking up on Dozer and surprising him, often waiting until he was napping before pouncing on his back. At first, Dozer would wake up startled, but over time, he grew used to her antics and would simply roll over, letting her climb all over him like a jungle gym. Their friendship was built on a balance of patience, understanding, and boundless affection. A house filled with energy and laughter. Our home was never the same again. Friends and family often asked, "Is your house always this lively?" The answer? Absolutely. At least 50% of the time, thanks to Daisy. She was an endless source of energy, always on the lookout for her next adventure. One of the funniest things about Daisy was her obsession with the red food bowl. To us, it was just an ordinary kitchen bowl, but to Daisy, it was an object of pure joy. The moment she spotted it, she would start jumping, twirling, and spinning in excitement, as if it were the greatest treasure in the world. Daisy wasn't the cuddly type. Instead, she showed her love through play. Dozer, despite his best efforts, sometimes struggled to keep up with her energy. That's when we had an idea. What if we got another little dog to be her playmate? A new addition to the family. Enter Mocha, the newest member of our family. From the moment Daisy met her, she was smitten. It was love at first sight. The two became inseparable almost instantly, playing, wrestling, and chasing each other around the house and yard for hours on end. Even Dozer, though not as energetic, enjoyed their company. He would watch their antics with amusement, his tail wagging softly as if relishing the youthful energy around him. Mocha brought a new dynamic into the home. She was just as playful as Daisy, but with her own personality quirks. She was curious about everything and loved to follow Dozer around, mimicking his movements as if she wanted to be just like him. Sometimes she would curl up beside him, pressing her tiny body against his warm fur, finding comfort in his presence. Dozer, the gentle guardian. One of the most touching aspects of their friendship was how Dozer took on the role of protector. Despite his size, he was never aggressive or impatient. Instead, he watched over his two little friends with the care of a big brother. If Daisy or Mocha ever got into mischief, he would gently nudge them back in the right direction. If they got too rowdy, he would step in, barking softly as if to remind them to behave. One particularly memorable moment happened on a stormy night. Daisy and Mocha were both frightened by the thunder, trembling as the lightning flashed outside. Without hesitation, Dozer laid down beside them, forming a protective barrier. Daisy snuggled against his side, and Mocha curled up near his paws. It was a sight that melted our hearts, a giant protector offering warmth and comfort to his tiny best friends. The beauty of unlikely friendships. Every day spent with Dozer, Daisy, and Mocha is a reminder of the beauty of friendship. Their bond has taught us that love and companionship can come in the most unexpected ways. They show us the importance of embracing differences, finding joy in life's little moments, and always making time for play. The story of Dozer, Daisy, and Mocha isn't just about dogs. It's about the unconditional love that animals bring into our lives. It's about the way they teach us to be more patient, more playful, and more appreciative of the simple joys of life. If you enjoyed this heartwarming story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more inspiring pet tales. And if you're considering getting a pet, especially an exotic one, be sure to do thorough research and consult professionals. Every pet deserves a loving home and a happy, healthy life. Some stories begin with love at first sight, and ours with Sammy was just that. A large, resilient rescue dog with big, expressive eyes and a heart full of love, he had spent months in the shelter, waiting for a second chance. Despite his hardships, he remained affectionate and full of hope, as if he knew his forever family was out there searching for him. Before Sammy came into our lives, our home was filled with the love of two incredible dogs, Mika and her brother Jack. They had been with us for years, growing old alongside us, offering their unwavering companionship. But the summer of 2022 brought heartbreaking loss. Within just 3 weeks, we had to say goodbye to both of them, Mika at age 15 and Jack at age 17. The emptiness they left behind was overwhelming. The house was quieter, lonelier, and Rowan and I felt their absence deeply. We weren't sure if we were ready to open our hearts again, but fate had other plans. When we first met Sammy, it was as if he already knew he belonged with us. The moment we walked into the rescue center, he ran straight to my son, Rowan, and covered his face in kisses. That was the moment we knew. This dog was meant to be a part of our family. Rowan was only 8 years old at the time, and the bond he and Sammy formed was instant and unbreakable. They became inseparable, spending every moment together, playing, cuddling, and simply enjoying each other's company. But just a couple of months after bringing Sammy home, something terrible happened. He slipped while running and began limping. At first, we thought it was a minor injury, but as days passed, his condition worsened. We took him to the vet, hoping for good news, but our hearts sank when we learned the truth. Sammy had been born with a condition called floating kneecaps. He underwent 2 surgeries to try and correct it, but both failed. His pain persisted, and he became hesitant to move, scared to even stand up or go to the bathroom.
Come on, Sammy. Come on, Sammy. Come on, Sammy. Come on, Sammy.
Desperate for answers, we turned to UC Davis Medical Center, where the veterinarians were incredible. However, their diagnosis brought little relief. Sammy's condition would never fully heal, and I was faced with 2 heartbreaking choices: either amputate his legs or find another option. As a single mom, I had already spent over $11,000 on his treatments, but I couldn't give up on him. Then the doctors mentioned a wheelchair. That changed everything. The first time we put Sammy in his new wheelchair, it was like witnessing a miracle. He took to it instantly, rolling forward as if he had been waiting for this moment his entire life. I remember watching him, tears welling in my eyes, as he joyfully moved again. From that day on, nothing could stop him. We took those wheels everywhere, to the beach, the dog park, camping trips. Wherever we went, Sammy rolled right alongside us, as happy and full of life as ever. A home and a hug. Sometimes that's all it takes to change a life. If you believe in the love between humans and animals, leave a like and subscribe. But Sammy's impact on our family went beyond just his own resilience. Rowan had been struggling in school, and though we didn't know it at first, he had dyslexia. Reading was incredibly difficult for him, and he often came home defeated. On those days, Sammy was there, ready to comfort him. Rowan would bury his face in Sammy's fur, sometimes crying, and Sammy would just sit there, still and patient, offering silent support. When Rowan started receiving tutoring, Sammy remained by his side. He never distracted him, just laid there, as if he knew his job was simply to be present. Over the months, Rowan went from struggling to read even a single word to slowly forming sentences. His confidence grew, and one day he told me he had a new goal. He wanted to read to Sammy. I'll never forget the day he did it. With a book in his hands, Rowan sat beside Sammy, his little fingers tracing the words on the page. His voice was shaky at first, but then he found his rhythm.
Joy. They enjoyed playtime and feelings of kinship. It how they were different in every which way.
Sammy listened intently, as if he understood how monumental this moment was. As Rowan read each word, tears streamed down my face. He had done it. He had reached his goal.
Nothing can stop us now. You can do it! Come on! Come on, you can do it! Good job! Good job! Good job! Go, Sammy, go!
Looking back, there was a time when I almost considered giving up, when Sammy's medical bills became overwhelming, and I wondered if I should surrender him to a shelter. But then I thought about what that would teach Rowan. I didn't want him to learn that when things get hard, we just walk away from those we love. I wanted him to know that love means commitment, even when it's difficult.
Go home.
Now, when I watch
We'll
Rowan
try
and
and keep up
Sammy
with you.
together, I know I made the right decision.
I'm running.
Sammy may be in wheels, but his spirit is unbreakable.
Fire knife,
He
Sammy.
and Rowan are each other's cheerleaders, pushing through challenges and proving that love and determination can overcome anything.
Slow. I'm trying to get him to step. Make a step over. It's not a... Oh! Oh! Good job! Yay! Oh!
Wait for me. I hear Rowan laughing as he chases after Sammy, who is zooming ahead in his wheelchair, full of life and joy. And as I watch them together, my heart swells with gratitude. Yes, it's been hard,
job.
but looking at them now,
Good job,
I wouldn't
Sammy.
change a thing.
Good job! You guys go! Look at you go! Look at you go, Sammy! Good job! Good job!
Maisie, the dog who brought light back into my life. Some souls enter our lives not by chance, but as if guided by fate. Maisie, my talkative and affectionate pit bull, is one of them. She is more than just a pet. She is my friend, my companion, and my personal ray of sunshine. The first time I saw her, I knew she was meant to be mine. Maisie had spent 3 lonely years confined to a kennel in a backyard with little human interaction or love. She'd been used solely for breeding, but because she never got pregnant, she was deemed worthless, unwanted and unnecessary. The very people who were supposed to care for her decided to put her down. But fate had other plans. A kind-hearted family friend intervened and placed her in a rescue. That's where our paths crossed, by sheer accident or perhaps by destiny. A friend of mine tagged me in her picture on social media, and at that moment, something stirred deep within me. I had been going through one of the darkest periods of my life. We had just said goodbye to our beloved 13-year-old pit bull. I had lost my father, and a year later, my mother passed away, leaving a wound in my soul that refused to heal. But when I saw Maisie's picture, I felt it was a sign, as if my parents had sent her to me, knowing I needed her as much as she needed me. A new beginning. The day I brought Maisie home, everything changed. As soon as we stepped outside, I tossed a ball, and she ran after it, tail wagging furiously, her eyes alight with excitement. In that moment, I saw something extraordinary. After years of neglect and solitude, she finally realized she was home.
Come here, sit. Maisie, sit. Good girl. Good job, mamas. Bullshit.
She explored the world like a child experiencing joy for the first time. Every toy was a treasure. Every touch, every kind word, every belly rub, it all meant the world to her. And in return, she showered me with unconditional love. She quickly bonded with everyone around her. My big cat fell in love with her instantly, curling up next to her as if they had been lifelong friends. Even my 2 horses welcomed her into their world. She would run ahead of them, playfully nuzzling their noses, her excitement bubbling over like an unstoppable force of happiness. Some days, after hours of play and adventure, she would curl up in the stable and drift off to sleep, content in a way she had never known before. The dog who talks back. Maisie has a special gift. She's incredibly talkative. She doesn't just bark, she talks. She makes the funniest little noises, almost as if she's having full conversations with me. She always has an opinion, always something to say. Sometimes I joke that we speak the same language. Her energy is boundless. One moment she's sprinting across the living room, the next she's charging into the bedroom like she's running a marathon. Her big round head, like a giant stuffed animal, only adds to her charm. She's impossible not to love. Healing through love. Maisie is more than just a source of joy. She is my medicine, my comfort in moments of sadness. When the weight of grief becomes too much, she senses it. She presses her face against mine as if whispering, "I'm here. It's going to be okay." Her love, so pure and unwavering, has helped me heal in ways I never thought possible. Since Maisie entered my life, everything has changed. She has taught me to embrace the simple joys of life, to find happiness in little things, to appreciate each moment as it comes. To her, every new day is an adventure, a reason to wag her tail and celebrate. And in watching her, I've learned to do the same. I often think about how much my parents would have adored her, and maybe, in some way, they do. Maybe they're smiling down, knowing that the little pit bull who once had nothing now has everything. Love, family, and a forever home. If you found Maisie's story touching, please like, comment, and subscribe for more heartwarming and inspiring stories. And if you're considering adopting a pet, remember, every animal deserves a chance at love.
This is the story of a charming pit bull named Cairo, whose strength and kindness teach us to look beyond appearances and appreciate the beauty within. Cairo was found on the streets in terrible condition. He was emaciated, jittery with every movement, and flinched whenever anyone tried to touch his head. It was clear that his previous owner hadn't treated him well. You could see the pain in his eyes and the way he cowered, bracing himself for the next blow. But what truly broke my heart was the moment I brought him home for the first time. Cairo finally experienced what it felt like to have a real home. His eyes lit up, and his tail wagged so furiously it looked like it might create a whirlwind. Then, he started dancing, dancing around the room as if he couldn't believe he was finally safe, loved, and wanted. That moment is forever etched in my memory.
What? Why are you yelling at me? What? Oh, yeah? Okay, I don't know.
When he saw the food and water bowls, it was like a miracle to him. He realized he had a place where he was cared for, where he belonged, and where he could finally let his guard down. Slowly but surely, the fear that had gripped him for so long began to melt away, replaced by trust and joy.
Do you want to go to Grandpa and Grandma's and see Sargie and Onyx? You want to see Sargie and Onyx? Okay.
Now, Cairo is 5 years old. He's the quintessential pit bull, strong and muscular, with a striking stare that often takes people's breath away. His tough exterior makes some assume he's dangerous, but once you get to know him, you'll discover that beneath that intense look is a heart bursting with kindness and
Oh, okay.
Like most dogs, Cairo has an insatiable appetite and sometimes gets a little too excited about his meals, but that just adds to his charm. He also gets upset when I don't take him to visit my grandparents. They have other dogs who aren't always friendly, so it's easier to leave him at home. He doesn't understand this, though, and occasionally throws what can only be described as teenage tantrums. In those moments, he's especially sensitive and adorable, showing just how deeply he feels everything. Cairo is an incredible big brother to his sisters, always patient, kind, and supportive. And when it comes to our kittens, he's their gentle protector, watching over them with such care and tenderness, as if he knows how small and vulnerable they are. It's the cutest thing ever. But what Cairo loves most is cuddling. He could lie on the couch for hours, soaking up the warmth and comfort of being surrounded by his family. His love for us is boundless, and he reminds us every day that even the toughest-looking dog can have the softest heart. I often think about how many people miss the chance to meet dogs like Cairo because of stereotypes. His mom that would be me showers him with love and care every day because he deserves nothing less. Cairo has taught me and my family that appearances can be deceiving and that the kindest hearts often belong to those who have been unfairly judged.
Can I have it, please? Can I take the blanket? Can I have it? Can I have it? I'm gonna take it. I need it. I need to wash it. Cairo, I gotta wash it.
It's important to remember never judge people or animals by their looks. Otherwise, you might miss the opportunity to meet someone who could change your life. If you think Cairo is absolutely adorable, like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you're considering getting an exotic pet, I strongly recommend reaching out to professionals first and thoroughly researching their care. Only then can you ensure your pet has the happy, healthy life they deserve.